Good day, guys. So I want to use this opportunity to explain the charts. I mean, the trade I posted, because when I posted it on my Twitter, three of my followers asked me to make the breakdown video, right? And the reason why I accepted to do that is because it is also an example of what I explained previously on my YouTube about how to select the right POI for your trades. So basically, let me quickly show us this was the chart, this was the buy, all right? And uh, this is the sell. So basically, I'm doing this to also explain more about my previous video. So if you have not seen the video, kindly do watch the video before you come on this breakdown. So basically, I was bullish on Eurusd, right? So if you look at this particular place that I marked, this is actually indicating a swing low, referencing to target this buy side liquidity and draw on liquidity. Obviously, this was my draw on liquidity after this swing low was established. So after this, we had the market pull up, right? And then after this market structure shift, you can see the market shifted from being bearish to bullish here by taking this particular high. And another confirmation, you can see the market traded up onto this particular high again. And what does that give you? This is what I call a daily range. When you're looking to be bullish on a pair, it is very, very important to note that but using a range in your trading is one of the things that will help you make better decision. So daily range is like when you have a range. So I mean daily range is having a range where you actually want to be doing your work, where you actually want to be trading. So and what does that mean? It means that within that range is where you get your possible trade. So anything above that particular range, it's more or less like telling you your trade is now invalid. Your setup is invalid. And you do not actually need to look for anything again, maybe based on the directional bias that is in your head, right? So that is dealing range. So this was my dealing range. We have this low, right? And this was my target. So the dealing range is now after the low was created, which actually seek sell side liquidity and market um accumulate, then take another word high for a break market structure. So which means this is my range. The daily range is now from this particular high to this particular low. So I'll be taking my trade in any point in this range. So now I'm expecting market to seek sell side liquidity again after this. And you know, I've explained that markets only take liquidity, I mean, go for liquidity. And we only have two types of liquidity, right? We have the internal ring liquidity and the external ring liquidity. So when markets seek an external ring liquidity, it will come back to an internal ring liquidity. An internal ring liquidity can be in form of fair value gap, a previous day's highs and low, or whatsoever that is within your dealing range. Do you understand? So, and in the previous video, I explained that when you have a liquidity sweep, which happened there, now we have a liquidity sweep. Now, where is the candle responsible for that liquidity sweep? It's actually this candle, right? It's this candle that we are actually talking about. So this was the candle you'll be looking for your trade. And one thing about me is even after having my, what is it called, my reference point marked, I still have a confirmation pattern, right? So after this happened, market went out and returned back inside this your zone, right? This is what you call your zone. From this particular, this is your zone. So I waited for market to give me go ahead to enter. Do you understand? So, and I have my pattern of trading which happened here. After this, I waited back because I always say something. No matter what you want to do, if you want to be a buyer, or you want to be a seller, one thing is important. Market will not move with one leg. Market will always return back with another leg. That is why double top and double bottom is a nice pattern for people who actually trade support and resistance. There is always another leg, right? So after this move already, I knew market will definitely form the second leg. And I have my pattern, like I said. So I got my entry from here. After market created this particular candle, the next candle took the high, break of structure for me. Then return, or market return back inside this particular order block. So that was my entry, that order block of my entry. And we had this to the buy side liquidity. So after market seek this buy side liquidity, which was by obvious draw on liquidity, market is going to sell, obviously. So this trade, where is it? This is the buy. This is my first buy. I think I closed partial because I took um I took enough profit after the buy side liquidity was taken. I think I left like one lot size. Then after the buy side liquidity, I took another 0.5 and left this, right? So after that, obviously I knew that market would definitely sell. So nothing concerned me with this sell actually. So even if I'm going to consider it, I will always consider a second leg, right? So after this happened, then what did I just explain? I said when markets seek an external range, market will return to an internal range liquidity, right? So and psychologically, people will be willing to sell from here, right? People will be willing to sell from here. So people will expect a reversal from this particular high. So and after the market dropped massively, I'm very sure many people will be a seller, which I know is not going to work that way. Market will still at least manipulate the early sellers if market is going to sell. Market will definitely manipulate the early sellers and deceive them, right? So immediately market dropped massively like this, there was already a lot of liquidity by people trying to join the sell. Do you understand? So I was still bullish because I know that I was actually bullish. The fact that I call this a draw on liquidity does not mean it's an area to cause a reversal. Don't miss it, right? So I waited for market to return back to an internal range because I was able to capitalize on this move. So market returning back, this is still a good area to buy from. Do you understand? So market return back and see liquidity. We have another liquidity grab below this particular low. Then I waited for my candlestick formation, right? After like this candle low, this candle. After this candle was where I got my entry. After this candle, so I think I got my entry around here, and where is it? Sorry. So this was it. After one first candle, second candle, third candle, I think I got my entry around here, actually. So I enter with two positions. So after that, then market delivered, and I knew that immediately market already drove from here. This is another reference point. Because why? From what I explained, that when markets seek liquidity and look at the amount of liquidity that was there, we have this particular high, right? Drawn liquidity. At the same time, we have another high here. We are going to understand the candle that actually did all this job. You need to understand what happened at this high, right? Another high here, which is what? Draw, another draw. That we draw on liquidity. Then we have another high here again as draw on liquidity. Another draw on liquidity. So we have 1, 2, and 3. So what happened? This first bullish candle was responsible for both this high. If you look, come and see it. So you see how important that candle is. From both this high, so there's a lot of liquidity here. You can see both this high, this candle was responsible for this eye, was responsible for this eye, was responsible for this eye. So we are holding this candle first. The last one, we had this particular candle, more or less like both the other block and this went above the last one. So putting them together like this, when this candle, um, you need, this is your ring. So yeah, you're learning how to select period now. So this is your ring. And even for money transfer, we can understand very well that from this I, money has been transferred to this other block. From this I, money was transferred to this other block. And at the same time, this particular range, you can find the candle that was responsible, which is this one. So this is actually my own candle. Even we can mark it to the week, right? So, and like I said, it's a nice POI to trade. So I waited, is it 1 hour? Yeah. 1 hour, yeah, I waited on 1 hour for market to get there. So market entered it, then started seeing sponsorship, and we had what we call a fair value gap break of structure. I'm still going to explain that in this channel, just stay tuned. So we had a fair value gap break of structure and the other block rightly above a level of liquidity that we consider as full, right? So I entered my trade from that particular, right? Right? And a sell side liquidity. Like I said, I'm still much bullish on this pair. So, so this was the second trade. And you can see that every trade is a result of what I explained on that selecting of the right institutional reference points or right POI. Everything. This cell as a result of selecting this right OB, I mean the candle that actually seek liquidity, identifying the candle and waited for market structure shift. And I took this. Oh, I forgot to show you the exact trade. You can see it was my entry. No wasting of time. So this is one. And the second one, the first one too, we identify the buy side liquidity, the sell side liquidity was taken within my dealing range, and that market will turn back inside, waited for my model again, and entered. One thing you will always notice about my trade is I don't jump inside trade. I'm always inside trade that is already moving. If you see, look at this one. Market was already going before I got my entry. Look at this one. Market was already going before I got my entry. At the same thing for this year, market was already selling before I got my entry. So this is something that is common among all my trades. I am not someone that will just say this is the high and I'll pick an entry from there. I have, I know how to select PUR and I know how to get in. Do you understand it? So I hope this helped you a lot. I'll see you in the next video. Have a nice time. And please make sure you follow, subscribe to my channel, like, and also what comment anything that you want. I always go to the comment section to check for what to produce in the next video. See you guys again.